Hello and welcome to the first YouTube edition for Mr. McGay's U.S. History students. So the plan here is twofold. So number one, the plan is a check-in to remind you guys and gals to make sure that you're consistently checking Google Classroom, the Google Stream, the Google Classwork as well. We'll follow the pretty much the same procedure as last week. So that means I'll post assignments for a Monday, Tuesday, and a Thursday and Friday. But of course, you'll get the assignments for the week Tuesday at the latest so that you can plan your time accordingly, okay? I do know that it's a stressful situation now, but we do know that this is what's going to be like for the rest of the year. I want to thank you guys for completing the survey. It really helped me a lot to set up the classroom, realizing that you guys have many technical platforms and so on. Some of you are familiar with many other types of platforms. So we are mostly going to stick right now to the Google Classroom. Obviously, we'll have some Zoom meetings, but I thought I would add a YouTube channel here just to give you an introduction like we do in class every day, talking about what's going to be on the agenda. Also, a little preview would allow you to ask me some questions. So remember, at any time, you can send me an email. You know the email. But also, I have a Google Voice line, which goes directly to my computer and to my cell phone. And you can do the following. You can call, leave a message. You can text. You can direct call, and I can answer it if I am available, but feel free to leave a message at any time. The number is 424-543-4244, and that's also on the Google Classroom as well. If you need help with anything, if you want to talk about the assignments, if you're having difficulty with devices, we'll find you the help that you need as soon as possible. So let's get into some of the work for Monday and Tuesday of April 13th and 14th. So we're continuing with the Vietnam War, and you guys have the background to it now, who fought, why they fought, and so on. So this section is section 3 is called A Nation Divided, and it talks about how we have doves and we have hawks. Doves are the nickname for people that are against the war, and hawks are the name for the people that are in favor of the war. So what you're going to do is use the textbook to go through the PowerPoint slides, and it starts off talking about the draft, the selective service system, okay, and if the system was fair or not. We also are going to integrate many of the civil rights leaders of the 1960s, such as Martin Luther King, Stokely Carmichael of the Black Panthers, and Malcolm X as well, and their viewpoint of African Americans and minorities not only fighting in the war or being drafted into the Vietnam War as well. Okay? We're going to talk about how women were involved in Vietnam, and a bigger question that we can look at later on, right, is the role of women in World War I, in World War II, and in Vietnam as well, make those comparisons. In addition, we're going to talk about a section in the book that's called The Roots of Oppression, and basically it's a discussion of what we call the New Left. So it's mainly younger people, college-age students that are calling for sweeping, meaning gigantic, large changes in how American society works, how it functions. And there's two major organizations. So we have the Students for a Democratic Society. It was founded in 1960 by a man named Tom Hayden, who became a politician in California. And actually I met him, maybe the only person in our history book that I actually met. There's also the Free Speech Movement, which started at Cal Berkeley, okay, led by a student named Mario Savio, okay? And overall, this section is talking about all the different reasons why people would be against the war, and then the reasons why people would be for the war. So remember, we talked about the doves and the hawks, okay? And what's your assignment to turn in on, well, by Friday, okay? The key question is, why protest the Vietnam War? I think you'll like the first part. Your assignment is to research a quotation which describes why many Americans protested the American military involvement in Vietnam. So you're going to cut and paste a quotation. Anywhere from about 2 to 5 sentences would be fine. Okay? And where are you going to find that? Google it. Maybe you have other types of books or so on that you can use, but the quotation can be from a variety of people. The quotation could be simply from a YouTube video, but you would have to write it down, but you could connect the link as well, okay? It could be from a politician, it could be an historian, it could be a celebrity, it could be an organization, ones that we've talked about. Make sure it's just not something from the book or something that I provided you directly in the notes, okay? And I want you to pick something that you feel really hits home, really gets people to understand why they would be against American involvement in Vietnam. Okay? And the second part is you must reply to at least one quotation from another student and state why you find this quote interesting and or powerful. So in order to receive the credit, you're going to have to respond. You're going to have to put your own quotation in there, one that you found on your own, and then reply to somebody else's quotation. Okay? So that's the work for Monday and Tuesday. It's possible. Look on Google classwork to see if there's an invitation for a Zoom meeting or a further YouTube update. Thanks, and see you later.